Yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. We are recording now for you guys. And I want to introduce Coach Clint Grimes. It's the first meeting of the year. And we're really excited about our journey with the Sava 60 program and with intermittent fasting. And we're just learning more and more and more about intermittent fasting and how important it is for our bodies and our minds and just our whole thing. I have never heard of intermittent fasting until started talking to Clint. A few months ago when we started introducing it to our group. Now I see it everywhere, you know.
That's
So
because you're looking now.
well, I mean, it pops. I guess so. It popping up everywhere, but on TV and everything. I mean, it's really interesting. So, hi, Lacey. I see that you're on, and I appreciate you coming on.
Hey.
Hey, another
girl.
West Coast. Woo!
But we're recording now, so I'm going to go ahead and mute some of you guys, and then you can unmute if you have a question. Just unmute yourself. You guys know how to do that. So, Coach.
Yes, ma'am.
Lead us on. We're just going to, I was telling them, Lacey, we're going to talk more about intermittent fasting because we're seeing it everywhere now. And just for the new people as well, I want to learn more and more as much as I can about what it actually does for us when we do that.
All right. Well, I think we'll try to give the Reader's Digest version. Intermittent fasting isn't so much a diet as it is a eating pattern, an eating pattern in which you most of the time eat within a certain number of hours, which is called your feeding window, and then you refrain from eating in a certain number of hours, which is called your fasting window. And there's also the 5-2, which I'll explain. So this really came about, and it's nothing new, really, because our ancestors, especially the hunter-gatherers, only ate when they had food.
Yeah.
As society matured, quote, matured, as technology rolled on and food became more available and easier to get, we moved in Western society, and this is probably post-industrial revolution, into eating 3 meals a day in the West. Well, that's something that really didn't happen. Even in the agrarian economy, when most of our ancestors had farms, they still didn't eat that way. They ate when they had food, they ate when they had the harvest, they ate when they had the slaughter. And other than technological and medical advances, they were much, much, much more healthy and much leaner than we were because of it. Well, why does intermittent fasting work? It works for a number of 2 reasons. Number one is time. So, for example, the biggest intermittent fasting plan that most people use is called the 16-8, in which you eat within an 8-hour window and fast within a 16-hour window. Now, just think about this. Think about try to eat the same amount that you eat during the day, and a lot of people eat when they get up and start eating when they get up and stop right before they go to bed. Think about trying to eat that amount, and that's probably a 16-hour period. Think about trying to eat that amount and stuff that into an 8-hour period. It's going to be very, very hard for you to do that. So not only will you run out of time, you'll probably be more full, trying to squeeze all that food in half the time. That's number one. But the second thing is what makes intermittent fasting so good physically and for our health. It regulates insulin. And here's what I mean. Most people that eat all day, or traditionally, their body consumes mostly carbohydrates during the day. And it takes insulin to consume carbohydrates. What happens in an intermittent fasting, say a 16-8, when you're not not eating for 16 hours, is basically all your food gets a chance to digest, your insulin levels drop, and if your insulin levels drop below a certain point, you can no longer digest carbohydrates. So what does your body go to for fuel? It goes to fat. And so your body starts digesting fat, which is what we all want. And basically, that's why intermittent fasting works. And there have been people that and studies where people have eaten the same type of food, basically the same, almost the same, even the same amount of food that they've eaten in a regular conventional eating day in a shorter period, and have lost fat because of it, because their insulin level goes down. And in a conventional way of eating, it doesn't do that, so that doesn't happen for them. There are basically 4 different major methods of intermittent fasting. The first one I mentioned was the 16-8, is when you refrain from eating for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window. There is the OMAD, O-M-A-D, and that stands for 1 meal a day, in which people eat 1 meal a day. And yes, people actually do that. Eat most of their calories in 1 meal a day. And guess what? That's a big meal, and you're going to be full. There is the 2 meal a day plan, which I use, which I've been on for over 1.5 years now. I still eat in an 8-hour window also, but my first meal of the day is pretty huge. It's around 1,600 calories. And that causes me to not really eat that much for dinner. I just got done with dinner. I really didn't eat that much because I'm full. And then there's a method called the 5-2, which you pretty much eat conventionally for 5 days a week, and then for 2 days a week, you reduce your calorie intake down to about 500 calories. I don't think that would be kind of fun, but some people do it, and it works for them. And basically, the steps that you go through to apply this for yourself is, number one, you choose your method. I would recommend that you choose the 16-8 if you've never done it before. It's the easiest one to do. It's the easiest one to track, right? So you choose that method. So you choose the 16-8. You decide what your feeding window is going to be, and pretty much base it on the way that you eat now. If you're an early riser that eats early, say you eat at 7 o'clock, that's your window. You're going to eat at 7, between 7 and 5. If you're one of those that doesn't eat till lunch, well, that's your window. You start eating at noon, and your last meal's at 8. Don't overthink it. Okay, so you choose your method, you choose your feeding window, you get a good food list, and there's a lot of them out there. Saba 60 Plan has a really good food list of delicious and nutritious foods. That's what you still can't eat junk, folks. You can't do that. So you choose your food list, and then you need to find out what your calorie intake should be. And in order to do that, I recommend that you get an app. And the app that I use, and the app that's pretty much used by most people that do this, is the MyFitnessPal by Under Armour. And you can download that at your app store there, or Android or iPhone. You can put that on your phone. And when you first get it, you go through all the demographics and you put your information in there, your height, your weight, your age, gender, and so on, where you're starting and where you want to end, and it will calculate your calorie intake for the day. And then what you're going to have to do is, as you eat during the day, is you're going to have to put in what you eat into MyFitnessPal to calculate if you're going over your calories, if you're under, and so on. Now, you're going to say to yourself, that's a pain in the butt. It's going to take me too long. No, it doesn't. It does not take you too long. It'll probably take you maybe 10 minutes the first 2 days. After the first week, MyFitnessPal learns your foods. So if you eat basically the same, if you start typing bacon, it's gonna say, bacon, what kind of bacon you eat. It remembers the stores that you go to, the brands that you use. If you go to a restaurant, it'll memorize the restaurants that you use. So once you do that, there's a multi-add feature in which you can just go through your foods and go this, and this, add, and it'll add it, and it'll add your whole meal. Now, it also has your activity.
I have a
Yes,
question
ma'am.
real fast
Yes.
before
Yes.
we move on.
Okay.
As far as I guess the time window and meals,
Yes.
what's the difference between eating 1 meal a day and 2 or 3 meals a day and the time? Is there a reason that they have all these different times and
different plans? I think it's basically personal preference that if several people did different plans and which ones worked for them.
okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're in, and personally, I don't think there is one superior plan over the other. I know they all work.
Okay.
I think it depends on the person.
That's basically what I wanted to ask, if it means anything different as far as your body is concerned, or does it do something for your blood level, your sugar level, or?
Well, there's been all kinds of studies, and I'm chocked full of them, full of studies on what intermittent fasting can do for your body. And here's one right here.
Yeah.
This one is and it's pretty old. It's 2 weeks old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, published 2 weeks ago, so pretty old.
Awesome.
Yeah, I get it. The oldest ones I get are like 90 days old. When you're a Navy officer, you don't have to know everything. You just have to know where to go find it, and I know where to go find this stuff.
Awesome.
But anyway,
awesome.
This is from Johns Hopkins, the premier medical university and hospital in the country, pretty much. December 26th, a New England Journal of Medicine published, and it's basically Intermittent Fasting, Live Fast, Live Longer is the title of the publication in the New England Journal of Medicine. And basically, they talk about time-restricted feeding, the 16-8 kind of plan, also the 5-2 intermittent fast. And there's been an array of human and animal studies that says that intermittent fasting supports cellular health, triggering old age adaptations from our hunter-gatherer days, which I was talking about. Cells use up their stores of sugar, they rapidly use up their stores of sugar, and then switch over, and the switch, which is called, what's the switch called? Metabolic switching, improves blood sugar regulation, increases resistance to stress, suppresses inflammation, and a lot of these studies that they've done, they've found that, here we go. New England Journal of Medicine, women on the 5-2, 100 women in the UK lost the same amount of weight as women that had restricted calorie plans, but did better on measures of insulin sensitivity and reduced belly fat. That was Chase. Then there's another study here at the University of Toronto. Non-obese adults maintain a calorie-restricted diet for 2 years, and they let me see what happened to them here. It improved their memory. There's been other studies that show that intermittent fasting contributes to lessening the symptoms of metabolic disease. So that means lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, lower diabetes symptoms. So there are a plethora, as they say, of advantages to this type of eating plan. So anyways, where did I leave off? My Fitness Pal, right? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you talked about the Fitness Pal, and yeah, that's awesome that all of these studies are coming out. That's what I was talking about, how I'm seeing more and more studies on it, and on television and on the morning shows and things like that. So we got a question here. Let's see, okay, Lathy, let's see. Hey, about my mom, just had to have open heart surgery to fix one of her valves.
Yikes.
She is on meds for at least 6 months, so has a handful of meds morning and evening. Do you think she would be able to do this, especially because she has to eat or she gets sick? I was thinking eat earlier in the day, so she will eat. So she will quit eating earlier in the evening, right?
Well, first of all, before starting something like this, especially with a medical condition like that, I would ask your doctor first and
Yeah.
foremost. My opinion is, yes, you could do that. Sure, you could. I mean, unless there's like a hypoglycemia type of issue where you have to have a certain higher sugar level, but I would consult your doctor, and I would think that it would be something you would be able to do. But consult your
And
doctor.
especially since, she just had the surgery. There's several of us, I don't know, on here, but I've had surgery. You guys know I have a heart condition. Your wife has a heart condition, Coach. And I do fine with the 16-8 program. I don't think I would want to do one meal a day, but I actually today only did two. I actually just I drank a shake today, which was a meal to me. And then tonight we had the baked chicken and salad and all that, and so that was it for today. And then tonight I'll probably just drink my tea. I won't eat anymore until tomorrow around noonish. I've already made up my little chicken platters off of the chicken that we've had tonight. So, yeah, I think I'm going to just start doing 2 meals a day according to my app. Now, I would have her ask her doctor. Her doctor should know about intermittent fasting. Just about everybody I know knows about it. So that's what I would do, Lacey, is ask the doctor about it first.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, then my Fitness Pal is going to record your calories, and it's also going to record any activity that you have. And what you have to do is, it will record your total calorie consumption for the day. And if you have a lot of activity, it'll start subtracting off, indicating that you can probably eat more to make that calorie goal of yours. I'm telling you, don't do it. You got your calories set for the day. No matter how much your activity is, stick to that calorie goal, and it'll work. And let me tell you, I'm not any smarter than you. I have no special talents, but with IF and HIIT cardio, I've been able to get my percent body fat down really, really low. I mean, really low. and you can too. You can too. You can reach your goal. And here's the big question. With all of this, do you need to exercise? And I'm going to answer this question like that. Okay. You don't have to brush your teeth, but you should. So, do you need to exercise? You don't have to, but you should.
And walking is part of that. If you're not
Sure.
able to do high intensity workouts, or the hula hoop like Charlene does, or something like that, just go for a little walk. Go for a walk every day if you can. Do what you can.
The
Okay.
best exercise for you is one that you can continue to do consistently, no matter what it is. Right? I mean, there are some that burn fat more, there are some that burn fat less, but the important thing is that you're doing something that burns fat. And if you can find an activity that you enjoy, that you can continuously do, like 6 days a week or whatever, or for cardio, 3 days a week, you're good.
Let me ask you this. Michelle has a question here. She says she has a hard time giving up her creamer in the morning, in her coffee, and trying to do the intermittent fasting. Now, I'm sure she's talking about the keto creamer that we have, and it is hard to give that up. What do you think about that? And
well, if you're eating in the morning, that's fine. But if you're in your fasting window, and your fasting window, you're not eating till 10 or 12 or anything. If you put cream in your coffee, you're going to break that fast.
Yeah. Okay, so
you can put stevia in there and make it nice and sweet with stevia. That's what I do. I have a big, look at it. Here's my coffee cup. Look at it. Look at that bad boy. I have a big cup of coffee with stevia in it every morning.
Unless you move your window of, your window of fasting, if you move that in the morning, Michelle, then you can have your creamer. The Empower coffee with stevia. Yeah, I put stevia in my Empower coffee. Yeah. She said, yuck. Or you could do what some people are doing now, which I'm trying to do, is trying to drink it without anything. Just drink it black and try to drink it that way. I like it, especially if I mix it with another coffee. If I mix my Empower coffee with my Folgers or whatever, it really does taste good. I don't know. I hear somebody. Is somebody?
That's probably.
Somebody's not muted. Oh.
What happened?
I'm new at getting on this, and I've been clicking everything. I was trying to click to say something, and everything else is coming up here.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Y'all have to pray for me because I'm used to having the creamer in the coffee, and I make the smoothies with the creamer.
Well, the creamer is okay if you're doing intermittent fasting. Now, if you're not doing intermittent fasting, it doesn't matter. But if you are trying to stay within that window of your fast, then no sugar is what we're trying to say. Don't put any sugar in it.
No calories.
No calories.
No calories. Period.
Oh, Lord help me.
Now, if you want to move your window, like you said a while ago, if you want to eat between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m., what is that, 8 hours? I didn't even add it up.
Yeah, 7 to 5. Yeah.
7 to 5.
I do military. Yeah, military time.
Then you can drink your coffee in the morning. You can put your creamer in it and whatever, and calculate your calories and all that. Whatever you want to do.
It'd be 7 to 3 though. 7 o'clock.
7 to 3. Thank you.
Yeah,
Charlene.
7 to 3. Yeah.
7 to 3.
I was thinking,
Mom's not doing intermittent fasting, so
okay.
she's not into the intermittent fasting yet. So,
okay.
Okay, then she doesn't have to worry about it.
But okay. What about? I'm getting ready to get the new stuff, the new smoothie, the for weight, not the top fast, but the new one.
The
And
keto?
Yeah.
Which
with
one,
those-
Shar, is she getting?
Yeah, the keto, but again, that you can't drink that on a fast. If you're gonna be fasting, you can't have anything but water, black coffee, black tea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus help me.
Now, I don't know.
With stevia.
You
I
can
can
use or
drink.
Truvia or stevia.
Or monk fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that, but it's I can do the tea better without the creamer. I can't do the well. I just maybe have
Well,
to get,
if you're not doing intermittent fasting, you don't have to worry about it.
But if she wants to start doing that, Charlene, you're gonna have to help her and show her what to do.
Yeah,
and what
and
to,
we've been talking about it, but she
Okay.
doesn't. She's not ready.
okay. No, that's no problem. It's no problem.
oh,
I mean,
boy.
she's doing great. Coach
Yeah.
Miss Chase here, she has lost 40 pounds so far.
Wow.
So
Yeah, but I'm a little stuck. I'm trying to break that because I want to get down to 170. And this mother is like, oh God, help me.
it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Hey, Coach is going to have to leave us in about 5 minutes. So, Coach, do you have any last words for us?
Well, I got a few things that we got on the page that I want to make people aware of. We have everything that you need to get in good shape. We got resistance bands. We got the ab wheel. We got a meal organizer. All available from Amazon, and Connie will make sure the links are up there.
I will. I'll put them on the Live Your Best page.
And during the past, I would say 70 days, I've been a very, very busy boy. I have a YouTube channel, and it's called Fitness at Home with Clint Grimes.
And we'll put
And
that on
I want
there as
everybody,
well. Okay.
I want everybody to raise their hand and say, I state your name, will subscribe to that channel. Because on that channel, I have playlists with how to burn the fat and nutrition and exercise information. I have resistance band workouts on there. I have Tabata HIIT workouts on there. I have instructions on how to build your own home gym. I have home gym equipment reviews with equipment that's cheap, that's all under 200 bucks. If I was gonna build my own gym from scratch now, I would have resistance bands, a vertical leg press, and that's it. And I'd be able to do the whole thing for under 200 for the, I don't want any of you guys to miss that. These nutrition studies that I'm talking about, I get these directly. And the last two I got were less than a week old. And I dissect them and put that information out for you in videos, and it's all on that channel. So subscribe and don't miss anything.
We'll put all those links on the page. Miss Brenda has a question.
What about, with me with RA, I'm just beginning to get a little better with doing the hooping, but my knees, they're better since I'm getting the weight off. But do we have anything for RA people other than bicycles and stuff like that? The bands sound good. I've done bands before.
Yeah, I would think the low impact exercises that Connie's putting on would be good for you. I do have a low impact Tabata circuit that I'll try to put that back up.
Okay.
I'll make a video on that, and I think what would be perfect for somebody in your situation would be some type of exercise bike or elliptical, because that has very, very low impact and is very easy on the joints.
Yes. I'll have to go to the gym to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Or get Charlene to buy you one. Get Charlene to buy you one for your birthday.
I do have a little thing I bought from Amazon that I could do for my sit-ups. I'll take a picture and send it to you. So I
Okay.
can do it's like a bike without handles. Yeah, I do
Sure.
that. But then I guess I need you to tell me how many I need to do, because I'm just back to doing 10 minutes of doing the hooping, and
Uh-huh.
working with that. Then we just started with a 90-day thing for abs. But shoot, I only did about 5 minutes. And that was hard. Y'all remember I'm 80 years old.
You're awesome. That's an inspiration.
Oh, but because you guys helped me,
We
Charlie.
love you. We really do. Hey, Coach Clint is gonna have to leave us now.
Oh, okay.
He's got things he's got to go do with, I guess, with his workout group. So we're gonna do this next Tuesday night again, and keep it, at what, 45 minutes. Maybe we should start at 7:30 or 7:45. 7:45. How about that, Coach?
7:45.
5:45. Yeah, that works.
7:45.